So I came across this article, if you want to call it an article, seen it on Facebook, and I was debating whether it's fair or not. I don't know if you guys can read it on the screen there, but it's crazy. So a burglar has had his time behind bars increased by another 5 years after he was found to have filmed himself having an intercourse with a teenage prison guard. But there's so much to unpack right here, you know what I'm saying? I can't say this out, but that light is blinding me. But, and don't mind my seat, it's here for character development. But anyways, so much to uncover here. So we've got a teenage prison guard, and I'm assuming that's the girl. And Court of Appeal judges found Declan Winkler's initial sentence for prison smuggling and misconduct in a public office was unduly lenient. I don't even know what the hell I'm reading here. I don't even know what I'm reading here. He was initially handed a 3-year and 4-month sentence relating to 7 offenses in January this year at the Crown Court that he pleaded guilty to. The 31-year-old formerly of Kirkdale Road, I don't know if I read that right, South Wigston, is already serving an 11-year sentence for aggressive burglary. Feel me? However, his additional sentence was quashed on Tuesday, June 3rd, following a submission to the Court of Appeal on behalf of the Solicitor General. I don't know if I read that right either. His sentence has now been replaced with an increased term of 5 years imprisonment. The 3-year sentence handed to former prison officer Alicia Novice, 20, remained unchanged. Novice, who was 18, had only just started her career as a prison officer, began an inappropriate relationship with Winkless. I was scrolling on Facebook and seen that, and man, I was like, is it fair? Was this a fair judgment? Add an extra 5 years to this guy's prison sentence. Does it say how long was in there? Yeah. Formerly, it's already serving an 11-year sentence for, aggravated burglary. I don't even know if I say it. I don't know if I said it right before, right? But anyways, that's 16 years in total. Was that a fair? I hope you guys will be able to read that on the screen, because my reading is a bit off, you know what I'm saying? But I seen this, man, I was debating myself. Like, bro, was that a fair? How you gonna increase this guy's years based on, oh yeah, I would understand, right? I'd understand if this was a whole flip thing where the guy was aggressive and and he graped her. You know what I'm saying? I think that's how I can say it on YouTube. I can't say the actual word, I think, but that would be understandable. Probably more years to that. Probably life. I don't know. Anyways, but 5 years for that. Plus, he was not even the person with the authority. I was reading the comments and someone said, how does he get 5 years and he's not even the person in charge. Yes, the girl got 3 years, if I'm right. Uh, yeah, she got 3 years, and he got 5 more on top of what is already served. I was sitting here like, I don't know. I see it as unfair. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I feel like it's a harsh punishment. There definitely should be a punishment, but 5 extra years, and okay, I'm not gonna say I know too much about this story. I only read that. I've not done any research besides that. Number one thing comes to mind is consenting adult. He didn't. Another comment already in there said something about, oh, he must have manipulated her or something like that. But then that going back to what I said at the start, so much to uncover here. First, how is it 18-year-old at the time, 18-year-old female, a guard at a prison, at a male prison? Am I tripping? I got common sense, and I just know, like, first of all, I don't know why they would have. I ain't trying to be sexist here. I'm just being more real. How would you have? First of all, what would you have females at male prisons, and let alone guards at that? You know, that's one thing. And second thing, an 18-year-old one at that. 18. She just left school. She don't even know how reality is. She don't even know how the world is. And she's gonna go deal with the come on, man. Yeah, so personally I feel like that's a very harsh punishment, man. That's just how I feel, you know. Could an extension of, I don't know, max probably a year extra on top of, yeah, I understand that, you know. Or maybe just give him some punishment of, I don't know, doing some stuff in jail, I don't know, cleaning, I don't know, for the next 6 months, doing some work for free there or something, you know, because I know these people in jail be working. I don't know if it's every jail. I don't know about that jail. But, you know, they put them to use, they be doing things, you know. But 5 extra years for that? Consenting adult? And I'm not saying the woman, she's young. She was young, of course. But, first of all, she should be charged more because she is the one who allowed that. He's a criminal, you know. And I don't want to go deep into, you know, I don't even know more of that guy, but I don't want to go deep into the whole consent and shit, you know. Excuse my language, but I just feel like that's unfair. You know, you guys let me know what you think in the comments when I'm tripping on out. I just think that's a bit harsh. You know, I know it's a criminal. You guys probably don't care. Blah blah blah. You know what I mean? It's like, no, let's dig deeper. You're in the desert. You haven't ate for years, man. Or you haven't ate for days, right? And then you see food, but you can't eat it. I don't think that's a good example. You know, you see food, but you can't eat it. You just gotta sit there. You know, she has a prison guard. She probably allowed herself to him, you know. You're the person in charge. You should not be. And I feel like, cool, the sentence she got is fair. Cool. You know, she put herself in danger without realizing. Put the whole system in danger, I guess. Probably would have manipulated to let him go, to let him leave, to let him escape. I feel like the sentence for her is fair, right? But for him, I don't know. I just feel like it's a harsh judgment on that. I may be wrong. Like I said, I don't really know the whole story. Just going based off what I read on that post. I feel like it's crazy. I just feel like it's crazy. Um, yeah. And no matter, from my understanding, even the Bible says you gotta run away from lust, right? You gotta run. You gotta get out of there. You know, you might be a strong man, you might be a strong woman, or whatever. The longer you stay there, eventually you're gonna fall. And that's what I think will happen here. You know, she's a guard. She probably was, she had a guard up, from the beginning. And eventually, him sweet talking and everything. I don't know what happened, man. Man got in there. Feel me? Man got in there. You know what I'm saying? And then she locked in. And I'm guessing it says right here they had a, what did I read that at? Inappropriate relationship. Is it a relationship? Began an inappropriate relationship. So it was a relationship. Inappropriate one. So it wasn't just once, multiple times. If I'm wrong, man, let me know. I just feel like it's a harsh judgment on the boy. He's already doing enough. Like I said, he's a criminal, whatever is in there. And he's been guilty of, deserved. But for this situation, to consenting adult, first of all, I don't go back to the whole, bro, she's 18. Surely there gotta be some kind of age, legal minimum age. And I feel like for women to do such a job, not just for a woman, anyone, man, be a guard in jail. Of course, there's levels. Who you guarding? What you guarding? Are you just a security guard at the door? Are you a security guard inside the actual prison? I feel like a minimum should be like age of 25 and up for anyone to be doing that. You're missing criminals. These are people that can easily go wrong. Of course, different prisons, different level of crime, I guess. I don't know where she was at. And I reckon it's harsh. For her, fair. She got a fair, but I reckon they should have some common sense and just an 18-year-old. And I'm guessing she was left there unsupervised in order for this boy. See, if they did this as a plan to get this guy more years, cool, success. They succeeded. Succeeded at that. By being honest, I don't think that was the plan. What's an 18-year-old girl gonna guard? For real. Is she just there to report what's going on? Because I don't think she can guard anybody. Or am I going too far off the rails? I just seen this all that, man. Crazy. Crazy, man. That boy was like, oh, I done that so bad, isn't it? Yeah, so y'all let me know what you think. Might be off, might be on. But personally, I feel like it's a crazy judgment to put on that boy. Max a year, 6 months, or more on top of his thing for, for wanting to do the most biological thing you can do, especially being locked away, because I don't know, locked away. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. I didn't even know 18-year-old can be guards at a prison at that. What? When did she begin being a guard? She was 18. Did she drop out of school? I find that crazy, man. But anyways, y'all let me know. I might be tripping. Y'all let me know. And I hope you guys can read what's on the screen. But let me zoom it in for y'all. So y'all can actually, let me make this my thumbnail. One sec, let me make a thumbnail real quick. What? What? Anyway, yeah. I'll get you guys. Hopefully, you can be able to read that. Right. Hmm? Begins there. Yeah. Let me zoom it out a little bit. See if I can fit the whole thing. I don't think that's possible. It's crazy. I'm new to using this app, so not everything's gonna be all perfect in it. A bit more. There you go. Boom. You can read that and let me know your thoughts on it. Write some stuff in comments if you agree or disagree. You know, might help, might not. You know. I'm gonna see you on the next one.